Good evening. Welcome everyone to the Square Story. I'm your host, La'Tanya Moore-Newsome, and to the right we have
Ashley Moore, co-host.
Tonight we have amazing guest platform. I'm super excited tonight for the guests on the panel, and also the artist that I did have the pleasure of seeing Lorette perform a few weeks ago. So we're going to get this started tonight. Ashley is going to introduce the rap artist for tonight, do our spiel, and we about to get into this good man juice. Come on up here. Yeah, everybody give it
So y'all already know every Tuesday we come with it. So we're gonna give a big old round of applause and let him do his thing to our artist, Jabba Franks. Let's give it up there.
I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you can, real quick, pull out your phones. If you got IG, follow me on IG at JabbaRanks1. But
Put them phones out.
I'm just gonna rock a song for y'all real quick. I got a single called Like Roll. Just wanna rock it for y'all real quick.
Like Roll.
Y'all rock with me real quick. I'm gonna get out y'all way.
You're never in the way, Jabba. We appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Turn me up a little bit, DJ. I ain't looking at 2 minutes. See, you got the same crew, but I'm like, why you different? See, you got phones and all that, but I'm like, why you different? Niggas been steady so recently, but I won't lie with a big different. Here we go, big different. Ain't fucking on the computer. You know what got you fucked up? Niggas come out and make it quicker. Niggas different. What? Fuck up. Niggas different. Niggas be like that, yeah. I just please my yeah. I don't shit no now. Cause you want us to sit out. I'm the best really in your strap. I said, I'm fucking back or better world. I just fucking bitches back or better world. I was getting I trap, nigga, I ain't I said, I was smoking back or better world. I just fucking bitches back or better world. I was getting I trap, nigga, I am. You know what I'm saying? It's about what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna put some birds with it. I just gonna let out the bird with it. See, I'm gonna shit on the third with it. You be in with some bird with it. Do you out like on the curb with it. They say the deal go up and you can't in your line with your bird nigga. Bird nigga, fuck a nigga. I was gonna ask you the birds nigga. That's what they live with the birds nigga. Let them know let some birds jump. Kiss the fuck on the bird nigga. They don't even wear the bird nigga. Catching the evil by I'm mystical, one like that, bro. Niggas be talking like that, yeah. I be pleased, my mom, yeah. Niggas be talking about bling, bro. I don't shit no shit, yeah. Put you on I'm the best fucking yeah. I be talking back and better for real. I be fucking bitches better for real. I be doing I trip like real. Nigga, I just fucking back and better for real. I just fucking bitches back and better for real. I be getting I trip for real. Nigga, I am. I'm ready to
okay. Give it up to me. Okay, so I just want to ask you a question tonight. Like, what made you be in the music? Like, what got you here right now?
I started with poetry, and people told me I was really good at it. And one day my cousin introduced me to beats and stuff. So I just started putting the words to it, and I fell in love with it. It was pretty simple. Just poetry started,
Right, so it just flows back to you. Okay, I see.
Right into it.
Okay, so it's just already a natural passion for you. It was just better.
Probably got it from my dad. It was natural.
Okay.
Where is that?
Right.
He's cool on the west side.
Give it up to Daddy for making a great rapper. Okay, so once again, give it up for Java Ranks.
Gotta give them your shout out to your social medias again, please.
Y'all follow me at Jabbaranks1, JABBARANKS1.
Java Ranks, man, what the name? It's fine, right? He might be there. He might have to perform for the launch for it. What's the thing? He can do that.
Yeah, Mike,
Listen, he can do that. He can do that. Listen, okay, you guys. Again, Java Ranks. It was amazing. I like the world. I like the original. Yeah. But you know what? Though, real quick, like the lyrics. Though, I pay attention to the lyrics, and they was fire. You know, like I count on a lot. He was bouncing, so it must be good. They had no like, we know it was good. The lyrics was fire. No, they was looking. No, when you said 3 sisters back to back, they was like, the fuck? Yeah, in my 20s, I did. Yeah, I should stop with the men. Tonight's title, there's no good men. Or is it just the fact that you are not attracting one, sis? So we got to get into this. We have to know a little quick recap. It's been trending with the 2 black women, one younger, 30-ish, the other one's in the 40s, talking about there's no good men in Atlanta. The other one, yes, not. Went to North Carolina, they weirdo too. Got a country boy in the outskirts, etc., etc. I didn't like that a lot. Beer gang flew through. I made a responding video. It went viral, and it was the opposite. So, me and Ron, as y'all decided, like, hey, I'm like, I need to make this one of the topics, which is going to happen because we got to get into this. We got to figure this out right here. So, we have 3 amazing men on the panel. We're going to let them introduce themselves, what they do, and we got to start the Q&A. I need women to ask your questions. Because one thing, you want to know answers from men, you be real still, real quiet, and they're going to tell you every thing you need to know.
Sure.
So we're going to start here to the right with our first guest.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Larry Davis, you know what I'm saying, owner of La'Tanya Cosmetic. I actually do Tanya makeup every week.
Hold on.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that spiel, right? I'm sorry.
But it's okay, it's okay.
Let's get up and do our spiel. Oh, no. Come on, Larry. My apologies. Because he's sponsorship, so you have to do it right. All right, let's go.
What's going on, y'all? Once again, I'm Larry Davis, CEO of La'Tanya Cosmetic. I have the pleasure of doing Tanya makeup every week, y'all. She look amazing. I thank her for using me, you know what I'm saying, to be on her platform. I'm the first black owner in the Perimeter Mall. My makeup is all natural. Ladies, if you look for makeup that's mineral-based, oil-based free, no transfer, it's waterproof, has SPF, and has moisturizer in it. Listen, follow me on Instagram. Lux Dier, that's LUX_DAIRE. Listen, I got the makeup and the skincare for you ladies. And fellas, listen fellas, I got stuff for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? I can't leave my fellas out. Fellas, we gotta take care of ourselves too. I got skincare, I do regimens, man. Listen, we gotta take care of our skin because we're gonna get old one day. And when we get old, we gotta look good. Y'all see these older cats that looking good right here with the gray beards and stuff? That's because they took care of themselves. Listen, follow me once again, Luxdia, LUX_DAIRE.
Yes, amazing. Thank you, Larry Gucci. Makeup is amazing. It is lightweight. Ladies, you know how you be like, I need my spend the night bag, right? You know you want to wake up looking the same way, right? You don't want to be like, it's up there, put all this makeup on my pillowcase. Yeah, holla Gucci. Your face is going to stay on. I haven't personally tried that point out yet, but I'll let y'all know if I get that vibe. Thank you, Gucci. Right, so Ashley's going to give us the first questions after we go through the lineup with Gucci. Next we have our second male guest.
Hey, I'm Dorico Wiggins. I'm the owner of Jumpman Sports Conditioning. I work with athletes on their performance, all ages, on the east side of Atlanta, Stone Mountain, 1999 Park and Court. You also can follow me on Jumpman Conditioning at on what is it? IG, yeah.
How would I know that?
Yeah,
I'm Ron Williams.
Do I get to introduce you?
I just work in the entertainment industry. That's what I'm gonna say. I congratulate these two dudes, man. What he got going on in the store, the Perimeter Mall, that's dope, man. That's really dope, man. And the makeup, I appreciate that, man. And my man right here, one of the best trainers in the business, man. Y'all get out this cat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Melvin Easy. That's KCJ.
Thank you, Ron. But Ron's not giving himself enough credit. These are amazing men on the panel. Ron, actually, I'm going to say, is going to have like the top #1 black-owned network in the whole entire world. Like, Ron, this man has cultivated DOE TV Network that we'll be watching summer, which we actually had the pleasure of being on. So, listen. This man is the bomb right here. He's talking about entertainment, yes, he's done that and all that, but to have your own network that you built from the ground up with your own finances, etc., that is freaking amazing. Every smart TV, Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon News. We got to see DOE TV Network, black-owned and operated. We're not selling out like BT is. Not doing any of that. And it's going to be for us, by us. So let's give them a huge round of applause. Modest, so humble. It's amazing, great. Actually, let's kick this off with these questions, see if we can get these black men squirming. I say back this straight now. Thank you for the questions. Actually, to our network, Unicia Brown came up with the questions, as usual, that she wanted us to ask on the panel, and Ashley sat together.
As usual, before we get started, I always have a definition. So today's definition of a good man is a man who does the right thing, not what his mind thinks, but what his heart feels is right. Secure, confident, but not arrogant. He knows that giving respect and agreement are not the same, and that the key is to treat you with humanity.
Ooh, that's good. Did you want to know that? That was good, right? Whoa.
So first question, what do black men want?
Well, what do we want? Respect.
Oh, okay.
We want to be heard. We want to be. It's so many dynamics to this. It's just so many dynamics. But that was a couple of things I want to give all of because I want to take with my brothers too. You know, because I know they got stuff to add to it. So let me get it.
Ladies taking notes. Get your phones out.
I would say peace, respect, and peace.
That's it. Just respect.
That ain't the
I agree with both of those guys. I'm gonna say just be the coach. When he's down, he had his rough day. You pick that man up. You be, whoever the latest coach is right now. I don't even know what. You just be his coach. That's what it is. That's all it means. Them words of encouragement. You be his, his strength. Help him lift him, gird him up. That's it.
Okay. What's your answer? All right, what is it? The next.
I mean, okay, so my brother there. We want to be heard. We want to be respected. Listen, it's like, man, I lost my train of thought. Oh my God.
That's that love. We got you and they turn out
Like they said, they want respect, they want peace, they want to be heard, like they want to be catered to. They want you to know that you're there for them, that you they #1 woman. Like they want that. Like let's get to it. Like they want to be with you, they want to be up under you, they want to protect you. So it's a whole list. It goes on and on and on. Like you can always put something on top of a real man when it's time to get there.
Like, I agree with everyone on the panel. From where I'm standing, I feel like what a man wants is exactly like we said, what we said. I have a saying. I say there's 2 things as women that we can do. If we do these 2 things, you're gonna be good with your black man. I always say two things: be his peace and his freak. It's not hard. It's pretty simple. These two things. You could his peace, his freak. But however, outside of that, being his support system, the backbone is exactly what we have lacked in doing and being. When our black men are in need, instead of being that support, instead of being like, you know what, the test where let me fall back, and if you fall back, you're there to catch him, and vice versa, we now have got accustomed to letting society shame our men for needing help, for wanting help, for being vulnerable, for saying, you know what, I'm tired. You know what I mean? And as black women, we have to be more cognizant of that and be there, because that's the only time they really need us. A man's not going to go in public and cry. He's not going to go in public and complain and look weak and mouth. He should be able to do that in the comfort of his own home, which would be us. At any time a man can't do that, leave a dog alone, let a dog roam, and you better hope he finds his way home. I mean, like, you're not doing what you need to cultivate him. It's okay for us to let them be men, but be vulnerable men. He's not going to share with you if you're looking at him sideways because bills is behind, and this man that went out and tried to do every daggone thing he could on top of facing the world. Then where do you stand? We don't take enough accountability and responsibility for ourselves. As a woman, if my man cannot handle something, I'm the backbone. This is why I come in. Look, let me step in until you're able to handle this. This is what we're here for. But I think all these are great things. But on top of the men telling us what we want, we're here to tell you guys like how this actually works. Everybody want to be wise, right? But for much is given, much is required. Next question, Ashley, please. And I think you had a question, Java, right? You had a comment?
I had one question.
Come in, be free.
I just want to know, to the ladies, what's y'all definition of peace for a man? What y'all think our peace is?
Not giving them pretty much like a headache. Like, I believe in being submissive. Like, I believe in actually getting to know who my man is, actually figuring out his wants and his needs. Like, to me, it just come naturally, so I don't really know how to explain it too much, but I know that I have to be there for him and figure out what he like and what he want to do to bring that out of him, to let him be a man. Like, I want you to be a man. I want you to lead. So that's how I would kind of put it like that.
Get it from mama, right? Peace, for me, my understanding of experience is going to be, one, I need to let him be clear, 100% clear in the word that no matter what goes on, first of all, I'm here for you. This is me and you. We're a team. There's no I in team, right? So when he feels like I am his teammate and not his competitor, he gets more comfortable. Y'all know, y'all play sports, y'all know how the teammate thing go. You have to rely on one another, and you have to know 100%. If I pass the ball to you, I know we so in sync that he's gonna catch it, and vice versa. You're gonna catch it. This is what a man needs to know as peace. And then on top of that, we have a bad habit of letting our emotions lead us before the logic. And men are more logic thinkers. Their testosterone gains the logic, and our estrogen controls our emotions, right? So when your man ain't called you all day, or he's late at work, or he's hanging with whatever it is your situation is, peace to me is like, you know, babe, oh, the dinner be ready. Oh, you gonna be late? You're like, okay, well, you know, how late? All right, well, just call me. You know what I mean? You got it. Me and the peace thing, a lot of things we do is a lot of this. And that's why I said earlier, if we be real quiet, let him do what he need to do. He's a grown-ass man. We can't control him. If I give you what you want, you're going to do what? Jada, you're going to do what? If you got it right, you got me. You're going to give me what I want. So if I give you a headache, you're going to reciprocate with, you know what, I ain't going home. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear this. Right, like that. Like, a lot of the peace, a lot of things that men complain about when it comes to peace is a lot of that. It's dysfunction. It's uncomfortable. I ain't gonna lie. Even single or not, my environment is comfortable and peaceable. I have it like that for a man. I ain't gonna lie and say it's comfortable for me. I would be comfortable. My environment is comfortable for a man. I want him to be able to come home. I want him to enjoy and miss a comfortable bed, a hot meal, oiled up like Keyshawn Belly, because I'm good with that. Like, listen, we ain't slacking nowhere. Does it take a lot of work for us? It absolutely do. But they freaking deserve it. They deserve it.
But you know what though? A lot of women don't know what you know. A lot of women that we deal with, they number one, the dad wasn't even at home when they was growing up as a little girl. So the dad wasn't there. They don't know what a real man looks like. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know what a real man looks like. When they do get that real man, they don't even know how to handle him.
And you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off of that, because that is a thing that's used all the time. You know, a young woman. I think we probably kind of mentioned that before, Ash and Jay, on previous shows. You know, well, she didn't have her father growing up, so that justifies, if you want, that justifies her not knowing how to take care of a man. My dad never freaking raised me, and I'm his only child. However, because I know what boys feel like, is why I put in 110%. I don't do excuses. We too grown for excuses. You want to be a grown-ass woman? You should know how to take care of a grown-ass man. Like that's not, you know what I mean? Like, you can use it, but like you said, like, did you treat your man bad because your dad wasn't around? Right. She treated you right. And so that, in turn, that just breaks that stigma right there. That stereotype is dead in the water. Because we can hear you.
I feel like there's also a thing where it's like when a woman gets a good man and they're so used to not having it, they don't know how to deal with it. So then they sabotage it.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like this all stems back to years and years ago. I feel like, if you know my bad. Nah, I feel like it stems from a long time ago. It stems from a long time ago, and it's like if you notice back in slavery days or whatever, the black men were in the household, and they took the black men out of the household. So then what happens is now the black women are taught to survive without a man. The rest of these nationalities or whatever the case may be, they're taught how to cater to their men. They're taught how to be a spouse. They're taught how to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? You go into different households and that's what you hear. You go into a black household and the black woman is taught to survive without one because they've been, for years, they've had them taken out of their house. They say, okay, most of these people, they have, you know, it's a single mother home. And the mother is doing everything. The mother is the mother and the father. And they shouldn't have to be like that. So in essence, now your daughter is taught, she's like, okay, I see mommy doing it, so I tell mommy you need a man. So I don't need a man. I'm going to do this. And that's what it is. But, you know, we have to break those stereotypes. We have to break those generational curses. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's hard to do at this point because most women just have that stigma, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, or I don't need you, I can do it by myself. And then you guys are both trying to be alphas in the same home.
There's only one alpha, and the female's never the alpha.
Exactly.
She's never going to be an alpha. It was your wife had said, it was something you had said earlier, and those are all, this is the thing that, and I know you're going to say something. So, go ahead, just go, Jay. You can go.
I'm always one that's going to speak against the grain. I'm always one that's going to kick up the dirt. Because I believe that as adults, if we can go onto YouTube and learn how to do the latest dance, we can go to somebody and say, hey, I see you've been in a relationship for 30 years. Coach me on how to be a wife. Coach me on how to be a husband. But what we do is, to avoid change, we make excuses. And to avoid changes and feeling what doesn't feel uncomfortable, we rather stay in the mindset that we're in. I forgot who this guy was. I would to give him credit. I can't think of his name. He said just universally that we're made, that we are attracted, the type of people that we are attracted to is two type of people. The person that we're used to having and the person that we never had before. But your soulmate lies right in between the middle. So that goes back to the mindset. So if you're used to being a absent father with no responsibilities, you're used to being ratchet, you're used to doing this and doing that, that's an addiction. That takes counseling, that takes help. But yet when you go to the black community and say, hey, you need some help, we look at it as an insult instead of as advice. You know what I mean? Because growing up, my short story was, I had my daughter when I was, I think 11th grade. I'm bad with time. When I was in 11th grade. During that time, I was one of the most slickest dope dealers in the world. What I mean by slick is I kept my grades up, I made curfew, I did all my chores, I made sure mama went to sleep, and I'm out the door on the block. But my dad did the same thing. So when my daughter's mom said that she was pregnant, I had just went and bought a whole new stash. I threw it away because I didn't want my daughter calling someone else's dad because of my generation of curse.
Good.
So I had to learn how to be a great father by knowing what I missed out with my father. So I didn't say, hey, I don't know what being a good dad looks like. I know what being a fucking terrible dad looks like. I know how it made me feel. I can remember sitting on the step. My dad said, take it to the movies. Be there at 7 o'clock. I'm sitting on the step like this right here. And my mom would say, he's not coming. I would get mad at mom because I'm like, you know what you're talking about. My dad coming. And I never ever did my kids like that. So, long story short is, if we want to change, there's too many avenues for us to make excuses not to change.
I definitely agree. It was good. Like, go Ryan.
I just want to say something. I had a discussion with a couple of ladies. I'm always getting arguments because, but I was talking about this because exactly what he says. When do you change, and when do you somebody along the line has to take accountability and stand up and make a change. If you look at when black women go to college and white women go to college, white women, when they go to college, they go to find a husband. Black women go to college to get the education so they don't need a husband, which is two different things. So you're taught to not need a husband, they're taught to go get a husband. So in hindsight, when do you make the change and say, hey, I want a husband too. I want a family too that's not broken. So somebody along the lines has to make that change and step up and say, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. Just like he said, my dad, great man, I'm not going to take anything away from him. He made hella money, executive in the hospital and everything. But it was a shitty father, bottom line, and I made the subconscious choice to be the best father I can be when I had my twins, and then my son, and then my little daughter. So for me, the first thing comes to me is anything first and foremost of my kids. I never put nothing or no one in front of my kids because my father put everything in front of me and my sister. So I knew that I wanted to be better than what he was and give them a better life, so I changed. So that's what I'm saying. Just like you said, you have to make that change. It has to be the person. It's not society. Society is just what you see. It's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody blames society, but somebody got to blame each other. We got to hold each other accountable. Because if you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it.
Accountability. So going back real quick before we go to the next question, we can see from the audience and from the panel, a lot of us there was a lot in the fatherhood. We know where that stemmed from. Once child support came in play, food stamps and all that, it was a plan. However, we have to make a conscious decision, like you said, to decide, do we go with the plan or do we make our own path? How you get back to being, like I said, a wife, how the other cultures go to find a husband and they teach us you don't need one. They make us, and this is what men don't realize, they make black women feel weak when we have to come to a man for help, and we should not have to feel that way. It's been structured like that. Look at we can keeping it 100, it's a little different aspect, but you got she has a $40 joke, she's a $40 type thing. It's the same, but it's not. But that's the stereotype where we get. A woman like me, to be honest, would be hard for me to be like, hey, I need some money. Hey, can you do this? Like, it's hard, and it's not. A lot of that is part of the growth in the process, but this is what they don't see. They think we just want to, be super independent. No, it's set like that. But we again taking accountability, not having a dad and not having a certain structure. Before I became a wife, I took classes on how to be a godly wife. I had no boyfriend, I had no husband, no fiance. I just had me and my kids, but I knew what I needed to be. In order for me to be in alignment with a great man and cultivate that marriage, that relationship, I had to be a great woman. A lot of women are looking for great men, and y'all just not great women. And nobody wants to say that. You're not a great woman. I said you only going to attract what you reflect. You're not going to attract what you want. So every woman that says there's no good men, I have 3 of them right here. I've seen some in the audience. There's several of them in here. You know what I mean? But are you a good woman? A good man knows the woman he wants. He knows what that looks like, feels like, smells like, tastes like. He knows it. So if the women are not attracting him, they're just simply not good women. And I'm going to say it, you're mad or not. Get yourself together. Right, that's not necessarily, because I feel like it could be everything to be a good woman, and everybody still wants options, especially in my age group. I'm not going to stop saying that. At the age that I am, nobody wants to settle down and have a real relationship, even getting past dating and sleeping in the bed with each other. So, yes, we're not saying that there's no good men. We're saying they're not ready. They're not wanting to be with us. They're not wanting to. I'm not saying y'all. I'm not saying I'm saying that the people that, especially since I've been in the city of Atlanta. Any other where else I've been, they be on go. Ashley, you one of them? One of them guys. It's not, okay, this is what I said to the women that said that. Because everybody's not on the same thing. You experience something different, I experience something different. Even outside of being married and everything, nobody still is in a successful relationship. Nobody. Just not true. So, in general, nobody. Okay, this is anybody that I'm around. Nobody's in a real. Okay, so again, our environment is going to be whatever we around. That's our environment. But I said this is what I'm saying. Unless a woman and or man, right now we talking about the women saying no good men, right? Unless a woman has slept and had an experience with 100% of the black men in this whole universe, you cannot say there's no good men. Like, we can't do this shit to them. We can't do it. Say my experience that I had was fucked up. The experience I had was good. Matter of fact, Thomas, the experience I had with Thomas from April to June 2019 to 2021, it didn't work out. He was fucked up. The experience I had with Jonathan from 2021, August the 12th to 9, to live on Bank Street, he was jacked up. These are the personal experiences. We can't publicly hold every black man accountable for what another black man has done. And as long as we stay in that energy, we're not going to attract a better type of man. I swear, I can say this till I'm blue in the face. The only reason why I don't attract bad men is because I don't vibrate low.
So you said everybody who attracts a bad man is vibrating low.
Hold on one second. One thing about what, since we generally speaking, let's just be upfront and just to the point. A good man is a man that works, provides, protects, and leads. That's a good man, period. But what's messed up is we try to find a perfect man that fits what you looking for personally outside of being a good man. He don't cater to me. That has nothing to do with him being a good man. He's taking care of his kids, he paying the bills, he protecting you, he providing, and he's leaving the house. Oh, he hang out too much. That still don't make him not a good man because he's working, providing. Just say he don't do the shit that you want him to do that make him seem like he's not a good man. He's not falling for, but he's not falling to what you want him to do in the person here. It's just like trust. Trust, everybody has trust until somebody gets pissed off with the person they trust. Everybody has love for the person until the person who they love do something that they don't like. And so, exactly. So what happened is we set ourselves up for this Walt Disney-ass relationship This perfect mate, this shit it's fucking us up. Because the point is, if you can have a man, think about it back in the day. Do y'all remember who were over 40? Over 40, check this out. Members are here. Either it was your daddy, your granddaddy, your uncle, or your neighbor's dad. Had that one father that went to work, put his paycheck on the table, sat his ass in that same chair, and you thought he was the meanest fuck in the world. But guess what? He was a good man. He was a good man.
Say switch it up. Wait. Because I agree. So I agree with you, but then I have my own view on it or whatever as well. Because my father, so me and my father, our relationship didn't get like as tight as it was until I got older and I understood it. But growing up, my father was the kind of type that how I show love to you, I pay these bills, I make sure you got food on the table, I provide, I make sure everything's good. And that's a good man. He was a good man. But those intangibles are things that the women are asking for. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that if my wife, or if she has an issue, or I know she's had a bad day, the bills are paid, everything is handled. But just me going and holding her, babe, it's gonna be okay. You alright? Let me cook you a meal tonight, or whatever the case may be. Those are the intangibles that these women are looking for. But the fact of the matter is, you still have to present yourself in order to get that. A man is not going to give you something that he doesn't see in you. If I'm a good man, and that's for you as well. If I'm a good man and I'm doing everything, I'm taking care of all of the other stuff or whatever, those intangibles are not going to be something that you're going to get that you haven't presented to me that you should have.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if a lot of people are doing it, they're still not getting that in return.
But you have to put the time. Don't pursue the relationship.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Me and her, right? We went through a year. Me and my wife, we went through a year of being friends. Like, there was no expectation of a relationship. We just kissed it. Like, we really kissed it. No expectations of nothing. Us falling in love with each other, everything that happened on its own in God's perfect timing. But the fact of the matter is, you can't go into something with somebody expecting something. You have to go as a friend first and develop that friendship. Because she knew all my flaws before we ever decided to get into a relationship. So she knew what she was getting into. There was no other expectations.
Right. That's what I was about to say. One thing I don't do is never walk into nothing with expectations. What I'm saying is, yes, you all have had successful relationships, successful dating. There's a lot of people like me who are submissive, who got the big houses, the money, or whatever, but they just cannot find a mate. I'm not a horrible person. I do what I need to do. I take my steps and I order them. So I do not agree with, because you vibrating low, you can't find a good man, this and this and that. No, because I never.
But why don't you have a good man?
Allow God to be the woman. You gotta be the woman. Allow God to bring that.
That's what I said. A lot of people get mad at me because I said that I am 31, about to be 32, and I'm going to allow God to bring me a man because I have been through too many ups and downs. I'm not a back and forth person. Yes, I do give people their chances. I give too many chances. My heart is too big. So right now, at the age that I am right now, I understand I have to sit my ass down and sit still, because me keep on just trying to jump in somebody's face all the time ain't gonna get me where I'm at. Yes, it's okay to date. Yes, okay to be out there, but I'm not one of those people, and I don't care if anybody's gonna judge me or misjudge me, because I am one of those people. I'm going to wait right now. I have went celibate, I have went uncelibate, did all of that. So if I feel like right now, no matter what age I am, if he's telling me to sit down and wait, I might need to get my career together first. I might need to be finishing school first. I got other shit on my mind besides trying to be out here and be in somebody's face all day. That's no matter if nobody sees them or if I bring them around. If Ashley want to get off, she's going to get off. If Ashley want to talk to somebody, she's going to talk to somebody. So just because you don't see them, I'm not floating them around, does not mean that I'm not dating or I don't got nobody on my mind. It doesn't matter what it looks like to you. It's about how I feel and what Ashley's going to do.
Exactly. I met her, I'm 38. I met her at 36.
I went through life of fucked up relationships,
Right.
all kind of
I
problems
went
and
through
issues.
DV
To where
and everything.
I literally thought that I was not going to find that person. I was
Right.
about to be a hoe for the rest of my life.
My last relationship
I'm married at
lasted
30.
7 years.
I'm married at 36 and I'm 38, and it's like, it's a breath of fresh air.
Hold on one second. Now, I heard exactly what you said, Ashley. And I'm not going to attack you or anything of that nature. But my thing is this. A good man, a lot of women, I'm not saying you per se, a lot of women mistake their wants for their needs. A good man will supply all your needs in a relationship, not your wants. A want is a bonus. Him hugging you, doing everything else like that is a want. That's not a need. If he's providing you with a house, he's paying the bills, he's giving you, showing you love, and that's the way he's expressing his love, he's giving you what you need. Women take the want and the need and confuse the two and say there are no good men. So I'm not saying
But then be wanting and needing all of that out the man instead of
just take a look and see, hey, man, well, wow, this is how he expresses himself.
Giving and
Because he may
taking.
not express himself the way you want him to express himself, and you may have to show him and teach him how you want to be loved. You can't expect that but you can't do that overnight. It's a process. It's like he has to show you how he want to be loved, how he want to be treated and
And it's
appreciated.
not that I don't feel like it ain't no good men. I just feel like for my sector, they're not ready.
But this may not be ready. But see, you're saying he may not be ready in certain ways. But he may be showing you that it's a process. You can't just jump into it. And to what you said, you have to wait for him to find you. You know what I'm saying? You're doing the dating and everything. I guess like sometimes you got to take a step back and say, hey, I'm an example. I was dating a young lady, and we were supposed to get married, and I walked away. And then after that, I started finding a whole bunch of women that's needy. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you finding needy? And I got needy. And then I had to realize, I was hurt because of her, because I didn't marry her like I should have. But then I realized and I fixed myself first before I went back out there and attacked everybody. And that's how you got to do it. Sometimes you got to take a step back and reevaluate yourself. You may say it's all of them, but sometimes it's you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you from a personal experience.
Yeah, and that's pretty much from a male perspective, and it's me standing from a female perspective how it is. You have to be good. The women saying no good men is not focusing on themselves first. You have to be I couldn't expect to be a wife, and I don't know what it takes to really be a wife, which, I did see them examples growing up. However, everybody's dynamic is different. When I say vibrating load, that's on all aspects. In order to have a successful relationship, you've got to work on you. He's got to work on him. You can't get a man that's fully worked on himself and he's ready to be who he needs to be, and then here I am, a woman that I still got to do all of these things that I ain't worked on myself. We're not going to attract one another. We're on two different vibrational levels. So if it's like, ain't no good men, let me see what I need to do to become a good woman, a better woman, so that I can attract what I actually want and not attract what I'm reflecting. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, check yourself. The man in the mirror type thing. Maisha had a question, and then we can go to question 3 because we have 10. Maisha, what was your comment?
This might be a little bit off the topic, but I disagree. I don't feel like there's no good men. I feel like every black man, or just men in general, is a good man. For one. For two, if he's not, to me, if he's not like working, he's just at home, y'all just laid up all the time, not doing nothing, then of course he's not good for you. He's lowering you, he's draining you. But a good man, if he's doing what good man on the panel said, he's working, he's doing this, he's doing that, you can't be mad, or you can't say he's not a good man because he's not coming home rubbing your feet all day or every day type, because he's still doing what he needs to do. And then again, you do have to look at yourself before you just look at a man and be like, oh, look at his clothes, or oh, he's a mechanic. But then you looking at you and you like, well, I'm only working at Kroger, and I got this on. It's all it be biased, but women be judging men just real harsh, just look at him and just straight judge him oh, he this, he that, and that's not I don't like that, because you can't really judge a book by its cover. I can look like a good woman, or y'all can look like a good woman, but outside of the show, y'all can go home and be something else. So
I think I'm looking with marriage. I be the one that says the shit. But anyway, I think this right here. Check this out. Don't take it. Let's take it personal here. But I think that the people that say there is no good men spend most of their time trying to be what a good man is.
Absolutely. We was gonna get to that.
They spend most of their time trying to be what a good man is. Let me
too
get my money
independent.
together. A good man worth the goddamn money. We don't worth the woman money. Let me get my occupation together. A good man be like, we don't about your damn occupation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me not take no shit. We were like, oh, you want to be masculine too? We don't fuck with you like that.
Right.
Ain't taking no shit. So now, that's what I said. The Newton law. When I came last time, I taught the Newton's law. But every force, there's an opposite in reality. The opposite in equal force. So if you acting feminine, you're gonna draw masculine. If you acting masculine, you're gonna be by your goddamn self.
I get a beta. He gonna be
You're gonna be
get a
by
beta.
yourself. And a lot of times we think that being masculine, being in our masculinity, is gonna draw that type of man that we're working towards being. But only thing that got two heads is a monkey. Only thing that got two heads in the house is a monkey. And a good man is not going to want to deal with that. Why there's no good men? Because guess what? Good men are not drawn to the shit that you do. A good man wants to, feel like he's Superman. Baby, where you at? What's wrong? I can't figure out how to turn this light on. God damn, girl. Turn this switch up. It works. Oh yeah, baby, good.
No, they got that, right?
Exactly.
My lights out my way.
You have to stroke the ego. You have to know how to stroke the ego and not say, I don't need nobody, I have to sit by myself. Because guess what, the man gonna be like, hey, you know what? We're gonna place you on the side, chick. Because guess what? When I want a good time, I come to you. But when I need to feel like a man, I'm gonna go over there. Facts.
That's why my whole light is still out. I actually am a little too short to screw the bulb, and everybody can just light the light out. I don't have men to change the light bulb, so I need the light bulb changed. Question 3. Are you about it? Because we actually gonna kind of dibble in that, but we have some really good questions. Again, like, these are facts. Ashley, on question 3.
What happened in your last relationship and why are you single?
He's not saying this.
Okay. Well, I'm single because we didn't have effective communication, number one. You know what I'm saying? Effective communication is very vital. I mean, if I'm expressing to you how I feel and you don't really listen to me because you got all this masculine energy and I'm trying to cater to you, I'm trying to do this for you, and I'm trying to do that same thing when they were saying earlier. And if I keep trying to keep doing something for you, or I'm trying to tell you something and you don't listen to me and you want to be like, oh, I'm going to handle it, then guess what? Eventually, I got to fall back. I'm going to fall back. I'm like, you know what? Go ahead and handle it. So at the same time, you brought my energy down. So now I'm not going to keep focusing on you and keep giving you all what you feel like I'm supposed to keep giving you because simple fact, hey, man, you want to do it. Okay, go ahead. So that's why I'm single. I got fed up. I got tired of not being listened to.
Listening goes both ways, though. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
What did you say?
Listening goes both ways. Men want women to listen to them, and I am all for that. But when women, you know how sometimes you have like men, they know everything. But sometimes women know a little bit more than men, right? And we want to tell y'all, but y'all don't want to listen.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
That's understandable. That's understandable, right? So let me give you an example. I got a good example. Let's say I'm gonna put a TV on the wall or some shit like that, right? And let's say you know how to do it too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you do what you do, whatever. And let's say your friend say, hey, Larry, put the TV up for me, and you just happen to pop up, and I'm trying to put the TV up. And let's say I'm kind of struggling a little bit, you know what I'm saying, because I can't find a stud or something like that. And you come in and be like, well, do it like this and do it like this, right? Now, what you just did was make me feel a little bit less of a man because you trying to tell me how to put something up that I, as a man, supposedly, you know what I'm saying, not all men can do that, all men not technical and hands-on, but if I can do this, and I may have a little struggle, but you keep trying to tell me how to do it, guess what I'm saying? You do it then. That's what I'm going to say.
You got a big ego.
So what if she can fix the TV but you can cook?
Go. Okay.
So how does that work?
That's the dynamics of the household.
I'm not a girly girl. I'm tomboy.
We straight tomboy, and it's hard when you, and that's why she's saying it, like, when you, like when men do, like different men, like you have alphas and you have betas, like you have women that are more, hands-on, and you got girly girls, you know what I mean? Like, I was like her, like I was a tomboy. However, what we had to do is have to balance and figure out how to not do exactly what y'all saying do, which is a struggle, has been a struggle, it was a struggle for me. But then that scenario was a good example. But again, this is why we have to speak to one another. The way it's coming out, she's helping. You're putting it up, she wants to help, and we come in, we're now trying to be the cheerleader, but we're the coach. Baby, yeah, you can get this CVL, but if you just take that, you see that one screw that says 9.5 inches big, put that one right there, and then once we're done, guess what? We now feel valid too. We now are a team. We have now accomplished this thing together. But in the mindset, in the psyche, it looks like we're being controlling. We're looking, we're being aggressive, or we're trying to, we demasculating you. We don't feel like that. And this is why each household has to, I used to like communication. I know Jay gonna say that. It's the key, right? And he gonna say, comprehension is the lock. I'm gonna say effective communication.
Action opens the lock.
And I'm gonna say effective communication brings it together. You know what I mean? So we have to understand where each other's coming from. Like them two got married. You know what she's thinking by now. He knows what you're thinking by now. But we get caught up in relationships being so, when it's new, it's like, oh yeah, baby, did you do this? Oh, she nagging. Yeah, girl, did you know she don't like to cook? Well, it was just a rough week. It's like we put too much emphasis on right now. We expect things to happen right now. That doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? A lot of things don't happen overnight. Any of us that been married know it doesn't happen overnight. So but it's the communication is why over 80%, we can say money. Money's definitely a factor, but we didn't even check. We didn't fact check who we was getting into a covenant with to begin with. Because if you did, you'll know he ain't bad with, he ain't good with money, finances. Okay, but am I? So let's flip it. Going back to what you said with the cooking. What if he cooked? I was the one, I painted. I worked on the cars. I fixed the stuff in the house. I did all that. Then that person was textile. I can't type a lick. It takes me forever, right? He could do that. And he almost could outcook me, for real. But that was the dynamic of that, right? She outgrew you, right? That's the dynamic. Right, and that's okay. That's what works for your household.
Communication? So the question was, why are you single?
What was that? What happened to your last relationship and why are you single?
I think what happened to my last relationship was, I'm the type of person, I can't put on nobody but myself. I would say selfishness on my part. I say selfishness. What I mean by selfishness is not that it was me, but it's just that I did some stuff where I only thought about my fulfillment and not what it's going to do to the other person on the other end. You know what I mean? So that's why I say selfishness. So I would say selfishness is what happened to my last relationship. While I'm not in a relationship is, again, I'm working on being more selfless, because I know that for myself, I want to get to that point where I'm offering my mate all of me. Everything 110%. And what I mean by that is not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Because I feel like if I'm going to so-called find that right person, I don't want to cheat them out of anything because of anything I've been through in the past.
I want to say space. When I met the young lady, we both were in New York, and she had to move to the West Coast, and I did a deal down here in Georgia, so I got a place here. But she knew that before. She was moving to the West Coast, and she moved out there. I said, hey, she said it was only going to be for 6 months. So I went and got a place out there, so when I go out there, she had a place to stay, and I had a place to stay. I shipped one of my cars, everything out there, and but I gave her ample time. I gave her a year. She said she needed more time. I didn't have more time in me. I was tired of the back and forth, flying back and forth here, and then I still have my kids in New York. It was too much on me. I'm the only one making the sacrifices, so I just walked away.
So why you still single now?
Why I'm still single now? Honestly,
What you say? I hear that.
I'm still single now. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I want to be honest with you guys. Why I'm still single now is because, honestly speaking, what I'm building right now, and I just say it's selfishness. I'm being selfish with me. I'm building something right now that is taking up a lot of my time and everything. So, and it's for my kids and my grandkids and their kids and grandkids, where they'll never have to do anything again but work for what I'm doing right now. So it's selfishness. So that's the reason I'm single right now.
Okay. Did you ask you something? Well,
I was about to say, that's a little sad as always, but I had to leave my relationship, domestic violence. I fell out of love. It just wasn't right. So the reason why I'm single now is because I choose to be. So it ain't really too much to do with it. So what happened in my last relationship, it was 7 years of ups and downs that I don't want to do again. So it is what it is over there.
You learn what you're not going to put up with.
no, absolutely. It's the lesson.
People that choose to be single know what their worth is, and they know what they're not going to deal with and what they're willing to deal with.
The thing is,
But even when you're in a relationship, you know your worth and what you're going to put up with.
and now I get to the point to where,
You know both ways.
hey,
People don't have patience.
it's funny. Right. Exactly. That's one of the things that I had went over, but I guess I'll ask the question before I get into that, because I was thinking that earlier. What happened in my last relationship and why am I single? That's the question, right? My last relationship, my marriage, my husband just suddenly passed. So that's why I'm single, I'm widowed. And why am I single now? Honestly, just once I went through that process, the healing process, making sure, first and foremost, my kids were mentally stable and healthy, where we could move forward, and then I had to then work on myself, my own mental status, and just be okay with this is my new normal. It took me some time to realize, honestly, that I never envisioned being with like a different man. So that was a blockage for me. Like, I actually will be cohabitating with another man. I actually will be being intimate with a whole different man. Like, these things were things that I had to get over myself. So once I was ready at that point, which hasn't been too far off, it's like now it's like I'm looking and I don't want to be single, to be honest. I just have not, that person is not, we're just not together. This is basically it. All right, next question.
Hold on, because I just heard an interview with you the other day. I think it was yesterday. I just listened to your interview yesterday, and you said you know the person that you want to marry.
Is we going there? Are we really going there?
I'm just saying.
I just said the person. I didn't say I didn't know who they was. Right now, I believe I just said like we're just not.
No. I said yesterday.
Okay, yesterday I did say when he asked, I did.
If you marry him right now, you know who he is.
I said that.
All right.
So where we getting at? I can't say that. We all heard it on the hour radio. Everybody listened. So what you saying, Ron?
I'm not saying anything.
I do know who that person is.
You technically you single because you want to be. Because you know who you are. No, I'm not single because I want to be. I said because we're not together. Meaning, I'm not going to make somebody want to be with me. Are you putting any effort?
Yeah, I put in effort. What do you mean?
Tommy, are you putting any effort?
What do you
You told me to
mean? Right, Ron, we talked about everything, but what do you? I didn't know I wasn't putting in effort. But
Why would you be honest? Huh?
Is he putting in effort to get a question?
Is he?
Why should that be like
It's
that?
like,
I think what, basically what she's saying is a point this right here. Women control sex and birth, men control relationships.
When they get married.
Women control sex and if a baby's born or not. And men controls the commitment of the relationship.
Exactly.
Majority of the time. Not
Okay, thanks for that ending part. Because I was like, wait a minute, you said majority.
Majority of the time, 95% of the time.
It's a show about relationships and
It
love.
is.
And I think black people should be together.
We should be together. However, it still takes two, right? It takes two. And the man dictates the relationship.
He does, technically.
So what does that leave us?
Right.
You either gonna wait or you gonna move on. And the reason I haven't moved on is because
He waited.
I've not found nobody that I feel like this is the thing for me. I know what I want when I want it. You know what I mean? Like I know exactly what I've always known what I wanted. Like even as a kid growing up, etc. So knowing what I want keeps me from settling. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna settle.
Everybody on the panel. I'm not gonna just put you up. I'm gonna ask
ain't worried about
everybody
it.
exactly on the panel right now. Do you know the person that the type of woman that you want? Or do you know her and have a insight on her?
You said, do I know the type of woman that I actually really want?
When you see
and
her,
have
yes.
insights on her right now.
Do I have my sights on her right now? I don't.
You don't, but you know what you want.
I do know what I want because of what I've been through in my marriage. So before I thought I knew what I wanted before the marriage, but after what I went through those 6 years, it made me realize what I really wanted.
So you don't have no her right now.
I
Nobody
definitely
that
do
you say
know
you
what I
know.
want. So yes, I could definitely say that I do know exactly what I'm looking for.
You see him.
Do I see him? No.
You don't see it. All right, but you know.
I know exactly what I'm looking for, yes.
I answered that
Okay, you
last.
answered yesterday.
What I answer
Yeah. All right, you answer last. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Do I know what I'm looking for?
No. Now what you know what you want.
Oh, what I want?
Yeah.
I don't know what I want. I know what I need.
That's cool.
I know what I need. I know what I need. Do I know a person that I think probably can deliver that? Yes. But
You have
again,
insights on her.
but yet that goes back to what I'm saying before. The reason why I'm not pursuing that at this point because I feel like I can't give them all of what they need at this point in time.
But how do you know that's what she
I
needs?
respect that. That's
How do you know
Because
that's what she needs?
Because as a man, I know what a man can deliver. That's why I don't care about what her wants, but I know as a man in my situation, my responsibility, and I know that I have to get those things right first.
So you feel like you're not at a position where you can give her what she needs, but what if you thinking what she needs is not all that she needs? So how,
Because one,
like, what about her? Like,
Because one, I'm a man, and as a man, I know what I feel comfortable as a man doing. Because what happens a lot of times is this, what you just said, and I got the point, a woman would accept a man in him being in the middle of making a man. You would stop that man's growth as a man by accepting him. He's telling you he's not ready, you accept that, and that's why now you have an alarming rate of men moving in with women under their children's, under their roof and their children's roof. Because a man has to be to the position where he can provide those things. Not saying I don't have a house, we have a house, but I'm saying that it becomes acceptable to have a title and we can lack off of the responsibility that comes with the title. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's facts.
Okay.
You, Ron?
Yes, I know what I want. I definitely know what I want, hands down, and what I'm going to accept and what I'm going to do. Do I have my sights on her?
yeah.
He went off the cue card.
Completely out the ring.
Yeah. I have
He's stuttering and everything.
I have my sights on. Yes, I do. I don't want people's heads to get swollen.
Okay.
All right, I have my sights on.
Oh my goodness, we doing this right now. That was a good one. I thought the question said, like, know what I want, yes, know what I want. Know who the person is, I absolutely know who the person is. So, next question. And when it comes, it's not too late, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be there.
What is your opinion on the lack of good black men in Atlanta?
Why does Atlanta get all the heat?
Because it's hot.
I think, my opinion is this. Just like everything that is great, is very few of greatness. There's very few Michael Jordans, very few Mike Tysons, very few Kobe Bryants, very few Tiger Woods. But there are a lot of people that can compete on some level. So when we say, again, that goes back to good men in Atlanta. I think there's a flock of good men in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
But what I think happens is that, and I'm a whole responsibility, I'm a whole accountability. What I think the problem is that not you, but women don't hold the expectations of a good man. They don't, plus here, you can call it, to know if a man is a good man at the point, what you do, say you need something, not even money.
Right.
Say you need a service or an act to be done, randomly. And guess what? A good man will feel like, oh, I'm needed. He'll step up. And then guess what? He will look forward to doing the next good thing. And gentlemen, while we on the panel, and this is something very simple, and while you there too, this is how a man feels, right? Let's say we go to a movie. You took somebody to a movie, right? Right. You took somebody to a movie before, right? And they said, oh, that movie was good. We felt like we conquered the world because we pleased our woman. If they say that was the worst movie ever, we feel like shit because we feel like we can't make good decisions now.
And that's the
But what if you enjoyed the movie, right?
Yeah.
But what if you enjoyed the movie, though?
I would still feel like selfishness, like damn.
But see, here's what I wanted to say the whole time. I feel like y'all keep on it more. Like every time I'm here. But I feel like the biggest problem that we have is that, like, it's been hinted at we don't spend enough time on ourselves. So what I mean by that, it's not like being like selfish in a sense, but it's getting to really know yourself. So like, if for one, doing relationships, if you know yourself well enough to know that a certain type of woman, or for y'all man, y'all really not gonna rock with, you're not gonna ever settle for something that you really don't want in the first place. Like that's just real. A lot of times we get comfortable, but then at the end of the day, like there's a responsibility side of knowing yourself too. It's knowing your shortcomings. What you gotta tighten up on to be that for somebody else. We talking about wanting to have kings and empresses, know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, are you, not to like directly anybody in this room, but just generally speaking, are we putting enough time in being the best version of ourselves to attract what we really want, And it's simple as that.
Yeah, that's a pretext for a lot of those things.
The way you asked how would I feel if I enjoyed the movie and she didn't.
Right.
Imagine you having sex with a woman and you had an orgasm but she didn't. I feel the same fucking way. I feel like, hey, somebody got cheated. Ooh. I would feel like somebody got cheated. You know what I mean? No, that's how I would feel.
Does not mean it was not good.
But again, we talk how the man feel accomplished. A man feels accomplished. That's not how you feel. We talk the man wants to feel accomplished.
That was good.
You can say, oh baby, don't worry about it. It was good. We're like, fuck, we didn't conquer though.
Yeah, right.
We didn't fuck. Kings conquer. Lions conquer.
Yeah.
This how I feel.
But there's a balance to it, though, you know? So,
I mean, it's how you, this is why we have to, just like he felt like, just like Larry, remember how Larry felt like if he got help with the TV, that would like make him feel like he didn't know what he was doing hanging the TV. So remind you, it's good to say, I know how I feel, but you gotta understand the other person's side. Then, if we have sex and I don't have an orgasm, but you do, then you're thinking, dang, I ain't conquer her. And I'm thinking, I'm right, and but then you're thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, he handled like he's good. I'm gonna be good because you're good. Cause, I mean, that's just how we see it.
You think DJ envy?
That was horrible. That was every time.
How do you say, hold on, how do you say DJ envy feel when he found out that his wife was faking an orgasm for 10 years?
I mean, he didn't feel the juices. He should have.
No, I'm saying as a man.
I mean, I think her publicly saying that was like crazy. That was just crazy.
Man,
that would have demolished him. Shocked he didn't jump off like a one-story building.
10 years you've been faking an orgasm, I'm thinking I'm doing something. Man, you lied to me. I feel less of a man because my job is to make sure you're good. If you're not good, I ain't good.
And look,
I'll get my head clean.
and we both thinking,
I can come out there, I can come any kind of way, but you gotta be good because I'm the one that's supposed to make you come.
and we feel the same thing.
Question for the panel. And what y'all feel in 10 years? I mean, let's be for real. I mean, we've all had relationships over a year again, right? That's better say. At some point, you know your spouse. And you put the energy in. So, like, 10 years, I mean, no disrespect to...
Listen,
It is what it is.
You know it.
listen, he's supposed to know.
But see, that's why I was talking about. But that's why I was talking about with that balance earlier, though, big bro. Because again, if you know yourself, there's actually a whole metaphysical side I'm not going to get into right now. You know what I'm talking about.
He knows.
I'm sure. But, you know, when it comes down to if you know yourself, you're not going to even attract to yourself what you don't want. That's all going to come down, like when we get into those ancient sciences that we all tie back to, with that DNA history involved, you know, everything, vibration, everything, you know, what it comes down to is, you're not going to attract what's not for you if you vibrate right, if you got your mind right. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we got to get back to that, you know? I'm going to say this whole last thing, I'm passing right, because it's not my show. Y'all the empresses, Lord, I'm in peace. But, you know, we gotta let go of ego sometimes, y'all. If you want to talk about relationships, we gotta put that ego aside. I'm gonna give y'all a couple keys. This is where I'm at. You gotta master yourself so you can be the best version of yourself for your spouse, for one. And at the same time, you gotta be willing to compromise. You gotta realize when you're wrong, admit it. Let's talk about it. Let's go and move past that. Peace.
That was good. Appreciate it.
Can I just say one thing? All right, for me, when she said that about her and her husband, I think it's selfishness on both parts. One is selfishness on his part, not to recognize and know that he's not pleased.
Absolutely.
That's the first part. On her part, it's to set for her to be selfish enough to hold it back. That hey, she's pretending in this marriage. You know what I mean? So it's like she's just there to be there, either for money or something else, because there's no love and there's no affection. She's like a little Jada.
That's not even exactly. That's who I compared her to. She said the amount of disrespect, which is why this topic was super important, because we have so much disrespect towards men, and then we're wondering why y'all move the way y'all move. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm going to always say, I love the very essence of black men. So because I love you guys so much, it's very difficult to speak to you in a disrespectful manner. It's very difficult to not, you know, and I know somebody will say be obedient, but really be obedient to what it is we're trying to build and what it is that you're trying to build for us and cultivate what you're trying to build for us. So it's like I do not approve of the things going on. I do not approve of Jada, envy, person. I don't approve of any woman that's talking down on men like that because nobody else is doing that. And y'all too amazing for that to happen. And with that being said, I have a question. I'll give this question. What part do black women play in the shortage? Are they running men away?
Are they running men away? Well, you know, there's a whole community. I don't know if y'all really know about it. It's called MGTOW, right? It's called MGTOW. Men going their own way. They ain't gay. They ain't messing with each other. I mean, I don't know much about it, but I did inquire about it because I want to understand why these men are not dealing with women, right? And evidently, from what I've read and seen, women are running men away. Men will be like, hey, man, I'm tired of dealing with women, you know. But
that's
I mean, I think
it is a thing, but
y'all can't run me away because I have not dealt with 100% of women.
Right.
I have not dealt with 100% of women. So the ones I have dealt with, hey, there's situations with them. But guess what? There's a bunch of news I never ever met in my life.
It's gonna be great. Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I haven't heard of that, but I would say, I just think that sometimes men get to a point where they rather walk away than to take the next step that they're about to take. You know what I mean? Whatever that step may be. I think sometimes men just get so fed up with just having to go out in the world and fight what the world has to give us. And then we got to go and we consistently proving ourselves. We consistently prove ourselves for the first date where we take you. That shit was cheap. We went to damn Applebee's though. So now we got to prove ourselves that we can date you properly. Then we got to prove ourselves to be consistent with the things that you want. Maybe not the things that we want to do, but the things that you want, because we still trying to get you. And then we got to prove ourselves in bed. Now we got to go defend our manhood back to the house that we just proved all this shit.
Facts.
And so now there's a thing that's called feeling unappreciated.
Ooh.
Then there's this thing that's called feeling disrespected. And then this thing called feeling I need to get the fuck away from you. And once you get to the I want to get the fuck away from you point, and now what has happened is, and it's not all women, but now every time you have heard stories about pit bulls being the most vicious dogs, right? But not every pit bull. So now when you see somebody walking a pit bull, you go to the other side of the street. You don't say, hey, is your dog free? Let me touch it. Because of what you have known pit bulls to do. And so now it's to these guys, I don't know where they are, but now to these guys, they feel like, hey, let me go back to the basis of just dealing with me. Dealing with me, not being sidetracked, not being all this stuff because of my past history. And that's where there's no good men title come from, your past history.
The past experiences you had, that's good.
I don't know that community either. I think I'm gonna stay away from it. Honestly speaking. But for me, I agree with what they're doing. Every man should take some time in his life to himself. You at some point in your life, you need to take some time in yourself to get yourself straight, to level out what you need to do. If you're going in the right direction, if you're feeling the way you want to feel. Women do it all the time. If you know hashtag it's me, hashtag is it, they do that all the time. Men, we never ever take time to focus on ourselves and do ourselves. Why? Because we've been living in that system of happy wife, happy life. Which I'm not in agreement with that. I believe happy spouse, happy house. We both have to be happy. Because if I'm breaking my neck to please you, and women are never happy because they can't even know what they want to eat. So, you know, it's
I love seafood.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey, you want to go here? Oh, no. You go here? Oh, you choose. Why do you want to go here? That's what it is. Okay, I'm going to the eat. You want something? No. As soon as you bring it back, oh, hey, they eating on you. But, you know, I'm just firmly in happy spouse, happy house. But every man should take some time to himself. Married, not married, single. At one point in your life, you have to learn yourself and take time for yourself to be the best version of you, that you could be the best version to that one.
Absolutely. Men, how can men and women become more empowered to have healthier relationships?
first understanding and listening and communication. You know, understanding what you're hearing. You know, if you don't understand, I mean, anybody can hear, but understand what the other person actually saying. You know, if I'm saying something to you, you listen, you grasp the concept, and then you reciprocate back to me, and I hear and understand, then we could be on the same page.
Let's say the same. Yeah, just being able to be on the same page, being able to get to know one another, one of us likes, dislikes, ups and downs, what make you happy, like just pretty much like showing me how to be a woman and you show you how to be a man. Let's do it on one accord.
I would say the key to it is if you take the traditional vows that you repeat at a wedding, everybody, the man and the woman, is told different things to do. And those different things will tell you how to keep a peaceful, happy marriage. Alright? So I think that we have to understand each other's duties. Those are called duties. For me to love, respect, honest, cherish, obey, submit, whatever. We all have different assignments to make this relationship better and to make it grow. And if you think about any divorce that has happened, it's because somebody stepped from doing their duties. Infidelity, not faithful, disrespectful. You know, it comes from that. So I think once we take those duties seriously and we live by them, there's no way it's going to mess up. It's a bulletproof blueprint.
Do y'all feel like the men have an issue with these duties? Is it more so the men having the issues? Because let the men tell it, like, now everybody want all these multiple wives and shit. Everybody's Muslim now. Like, I just, you know what I mean? It's these right, that's what I'm using that term. That, you
Put that
know,
on Islam like that.
I'm saying, y'all started it, man. It came straight from the penitentiary. Y'all started it. And then they just turned it into a whole different thing. The poly, this and that. But y'all think men, right, I ain't even going to touch that. We did the poly 3 weeks ago. It's difficult for you to follow those.
No, I don't think it's difficult. I have similar to what he's saying. My thing is called an LLC, right? You treat your marriage like it's a business, right? But the LLC doesn't mean business. It's in a business sense. You have to have the L. It's an extra L and an extra C. The first one is likability. You have to like each other like your best friends, because you're not going to do nothing to hurt your best friend. You love your best friend. You trust your best friend. So the second one is love. Love is an emotion. You have to constantly feed that emotion. Every day, all day. You have to constantly find new ways to fall in love with each other. Because you're like a roller coaster in a relationship. She get mad, the love goes down. He get mad, the love goes down. So that's that emotion. You have to keep feeding that emotion, right? Then the other L. Well, you know, I'm going to say that one for last. The second one is compatibility, right? The compatibility part. Because when you're best friends, it goes back to the likability. You're compatible. You do everything. You like everything together. But you also have some common moral grounds that you stand on. Because people change every day. None of us up here did the same thing we did 2 years ago. You don't like those same things. But when you're in a marriage and you grow, you can't grow apart. Because you're two human beings. And you like different things. But if you have the same moral values and same different things that you stand for and you like, or you have something that you believe in the same, you're going to stick to those core values and you have some type of common factor. The second C is the commitment. You have to be committed to each other. That's where I go back to that first L again, man. Your best friend, likability. You're committed to each other. Like your best friend, you're committed to your best friend. You're committed to your home and your bro. You're committed to your sis, your best friend. And if you have that in you, I think those things will work just as just as you said, the vows, those are the vows that I choose to live.
Okay, I gotta answer that question. Okay, how men and women can cultivate a healthier relationship. One is we have to be very cognizant of our differences as male and female. We don't really sit back and figure out one another. Like, if you don't study a man, you're really never going to understand how the male thinks, because you're always going to be thinking from the female perspective. If you never study women, you're never gonna understand how a woman really thinks because you're coming from the male perspective. We're created to be different but coexist in our differences. And we have to be real serious about making those moves, making those commitments towards one another. And once we understand that this is not a game, like, oh, if you do something I don't like, or, I don't like the way you did this, or you didn't come through, then I'm gonna go over here, because he seemed like he was gonna do that thing, and he did do it. Like, we have to stop acting like kids that don't want to play on the playground with one another. Because that's pretty much what we do. As soon as somebody doesn't do something he don't do something she feels, or she doesn't do something he feels, the way he feels like it, he's on to the next, and on to the next, and on to the next. So that's going to cause more separation. But in that bouncing, buddy, rather than hopping from here to there, you have not learned their women that you bounce from. You have not learned their men that you bounce from, because we're not learning one another. So my goal is to always learn something that I didn't know about my own counterpart, the black man, so that I can be a better version of what he's looking at. When he looks at me, he should see a reflection of himself that's amazing. And when I look at him, I should see a reflection of myself that's amazing. So us having that amount of, I guess, like will and drive and ambition to love one another and build solid foundations is what I feel like would help us have healthier relationships. Hey, what is the most important thing a black woman can take away from this dialogue? Starting with you, Larry.
The most important thing that a black woman can take from the dialogue, right, is listening to the kings up here and listening to the queens up here, because she make her see herself in her as a 30-some-year-old, or she make her see herself in her as a 40-some-year-old. So she has to listen to her sisters, because her sisters got brothers up there that's, I'm 44, y'all 40s?
Yeah, 40.
In their 40s, you know what I'm saying? I wish we had a 20-some-year-old, a 30-some-year-old too, because I did hear a little something that was different, you know what I'm saying, about what she kept saying in her 30-something-year-old, because we was 30-something, we was 20-something, we was 30-something, now we 40-something, and we was different in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. And now we are more knowledgeable now than we was in our 30s and in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of try to picture and listen to what she was saying about the 30-year-old, but in my 30s I was still a little different, because the era when I was in 30s is different than I'm 30 now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it is different. So I mean, I hear what she was saying, but that's what I got to say.
I have to piggyback off that, and again, it's hard to speak from a 30-year-old standpoint right now because of the influences that they have, and social media influence that they have. So I would say same thing he said. Yeah, pretty much. Just listen. Stop having a closed ear. Being able to accept your shortcomings and work on them. Being able to identify what you, not just what you want, but what is it that you really need, and work on yourself.
I say what you can get out of this is learning to be the best version of you. When you're the best version of you, you know that you're doing your best, you're giving your all, and learning the person that you're with. Because not everybody is the same, not everybody, you can't expect them to know what the last person is. So learn the person that you're with, or you're courting, or that you're talking to, however people put it. But that's basically just it. You take those two things, I think you got something.
Every time I want to say something, I say it.
Piggyback off of
Right, just learning self, each other. It's really pretty much it, because you said it all. That's what I took the words directly out of my mouth. So for me, it's going to be a little more deeper, of course. I feel like what the black women should take away from this dialogue, this session, one is we have to get more in our place. Women hate when I say like we're completely out of our lanes. There's a lot of women saying if the shoe fits, where if you're in denial, put it in your closet. I don't know what to tell you, but we're doing too much being out of our position. And because we're so out of our position is why it's hard to cultivate a healthy, solid, long-standing relationship. If a woman is consistently having an issue with the word submission, I can't be submissive, I'm not gonna do it, I can do this on my own, etc., then you're gonna get exactly what you speak. You're gonna be on your own. If you want a man, you want a good man, of course, all the things that everybody said on the panel are a must. Self-love, working on self, being the best version of you can be is always going to bring the best version of someone that's going to match you. But you can't be the best female version of you and also want to be the female version on the outside, but the male version on the inside. So then there's no respect. I mean, like, that's why we have a lack of respect. The women that disrespect you all feel like they're men too. They feel like they have the authority and the power to be able to do that because of maybe the bank accounts, etc. For me, this doesn't matter. Money has nothing to do with respecting a black man. You could be a homeless man on the street and I'm going to respect you. I do that consistently because you're a man. That's part of my duty, is to show you profound respect. So if the women could get out of their selves and their female egos and have an understanding that the man is definitely the head and treat them as such, everything she wants, she gonna be able to get it from that man. So I'm gonna say being submissive and respectable is a freaking must. Be his peace and his free.
And I'm gonna add one more thing to it. Ladies, y'all listen to me real good. I do makeup and all that stuff, and that's fine and dandy, you know what I'm saying? But listen, your man is visual, right? And if you are all natural, you don't do eyebrows, you don't do lashes, you don't do makeup, that's fine and cool and dandy. But somewhere down the line, you gotta enhance yourself for his eyesight. Because men are visual. Because if me and you together and we are out and we're in the public and we're together and you're all natural, you got nothing done, you got your hair pulled back in a bun, and I look at you, and I look over here and I see this woman over here looking good, where do you think my eyes gonna look? It's natural for a man.
No.
You still gotta enhance yourself.
Speak from a man.
I'm speaking for a man. Not how a woman feels.
I'm gonna be dressed up without makeup on.
But that's fine. That's cool then. You don't have to wear makeup
Why are
every
you
day.
looking if it's your
Because men are visual.
We're visual.
We're emotional. We like to be
You're talking
so
about like as far as her makeup,
No,
right?
no, no.
Or you
I
talking
say
about like
enhancement.
in general? Like
Enhancement
looking at
is
her
just
in
a brows, the lashes. It don't have to be full
You
face.
just need look fit.
I'm saying, how you look at home, you got your hair pulled the bun, we're going in public. You know what I'm saying? Appearance is everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? My grandma always taught me, the way you dress, the way you represent yourself is who you are.
Tell a story.
Serious, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the issues I had in my relationship. I know we're not going back, but you know, I want her to look a certain way when we're out together. I don't want to feel embarrassed because you look this way and I see all these women looking all beautiful. This I feel embarrassed as a man. But I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I ain't going out.
Short story. We'll pick up on what you said. So one of the guys that I know, older guy, I call him OG. He opened up schools, founded schools, came from a buku of money, and I was his trainer. I trained him and his wife, right? And he would come in, white T-shirt, sweats, nice clean shoes, and I said, man, people would never think that you're in the financial position that you're in the way you go out. You know what he told me? He said, by looking at me, they won't, but by looking at my wife, they will. That was so deep, because he said when they look at her, they're gonna know I'm okay.
As a man, that makes me feel good because it's like my soul in my.
Like, and women, they know.
I would say they know it. I mean, we created to know these things. Like, if you're in your, I mean, we all have feminine and masculine, but it's the beast you feed. So if a woman is focused on feeding her feminine, and it's, and that's what's important to her, that's what she's gonna do. But if it's not, it has to be of importance. So if you have a woman that's, okay, I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't go to the grocery store any kind of way. And even not, like, we better not have a bonnet. One of my girls is wearing a bonnet on their head to the store. We're gonna have some serious problems. You know what I mean?
Where you from though?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Okay. So it depends on where they from too now.
I don't know. Women, I don't know.
Because if you grew up in a rough environment, when you had to
yeah, we did. I did.
Versus somebody in the South, that's different.
Listen, I used to wear Tim's, right? I used to wear Tim's live. When it gets cold in Kentucky, just them, Tim's, but I still looked like a girl. I had on these horrid boots, these horrid looking boots. My jogging suit wasn't oversized, it fit just right. My hair was always done, my lips weren't chapped, cause I know that I'm attracted to men. So I know what men want to see. So I'm not going to be out here looking all raggedy. I think we was on the phone when I went to the store earlier, and I didn't have a bonnet on. I had like a clear net on, so my curls didn't fall. And I had on just regular Adidas jacket suit or something. And I had two people approach me. I think we was on the phone, right? And I was like, well, I always get approached when I feel like I'm looking bad. And it was hot. And he was doing some crazy stuff. But I wasn't made up. Of course, I'm not going to look like this, all day, every day, going on camera. But I'm going to be presentable. I'm not going to look crazy out here because I don't know who I'm encountering. And I'm trying to attract the man if that happens. So I'm not about to be out here looking like I am a man.
So what would you say about a woman that don't do it?
They need to step their game up. Period.
If it ain't in them to step their game up.
Listen, and they're going to have to get a man that's okay with them being, it is my right to always be dolled up sometimes.
Not always dolled up, but you ain't got to look like you just got out the bed every time you go outside.
Yeah, don't do that. But what I'm saying is, I have come across a lot of men who like natural women who don't really wear makeup, that ain't always worried about their body shape. It's okay to have a fupa or whatever. So, no, I'm not, I'm just saying
you have friends.
You like it until y'all got to go somewhere. You can't be in public at an event or something looking like that. You know what I mean?
When you say natural, what's your natural like?
Like me, just simple foundation and lashes.
That's not natural.
Or not extra. They don't, a lot of men don't.
Extra.
This is not natural though.
He's saying,
this is not
what he's saying is,
if you put on foundation,
why you in the mic to him?
listen, if you put on foundation, if you put on lashes, if you arch your eyebrows, if you got on a wig with color, that's not natural.
Natural is no
I'm talking about is her hair, no brows, no lashes, no foundation, no lip gloss, no raw face. That's natural.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about enhancing.
If I was not on this show, I wouldn't even have no lashes and foundation. That's what I'm saying. If I wasn't on the show, I don't
want to walk around with a naked face all day, every day.
Because when I go out the face of skin, if you have a cute naked face, if you have nice skin,
cute or pretty, cute, pretty, sexy. I mean, it's different.
Because this is what it is. Because to me, just like anything else, it has to come off. So I want to be the prime example. The prime example is right here. I want the type of woman that if she just got out of the shower, came to the living room with just a towel wrapped around her, no, with nothing. I'm right.
With nothing.
Because
but that's natural.
That's natural, and that's what I'm attracted to. That's natural.
I understand that, but everybody ain't got that.
Everybody
need it.
Some people need it.
Well, all right.
I feel like that is with anything, there's a time and place for everything.
Right.
So, as soon as I get home, makeup, lashes come out. Larry even he be trying to put big lashes on there. I'll be like, no. I mean, no. But in an environment where we at home, do I feel like you still should be so comfortable with you running around looking raggedy or that's just not me. But I feel like, yes, she can be plain at times, and if there's an event, she need to be dressed for the occasion. Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not gonna be plain Jane and we at an event, we black tie, we this and the third. Yes.
What her name? Viola Davis.
See, Viola was good. She was on the magazine last week.
With makeup. But you
Yes.
take that makeup
I'm not
you don't
doing
want to see her. See, I don't want that because I'm going to be seeing you without makeup most of the time.
Most of the time, right.
Yeah, so with makeup, she looks like,
Yeah.
but when she took that thing off, boy, she did makeup, she like, God! Not
Viola, I don't have anything to do with that. Ron and Jay Viola.
I like
But she was on the front of the magazine in public, so I said, dang, that guy looking good.
But again,
Oh, rough around that great stone. Look at her like
in the words of what's his name, Samuel, whatever his name is, fresh face out the shower.
I can give that. I'm giving a whole bunch of fresh face out the shower with Boy, that's just so sorry, but I said it was time to wait for everything. Y'all bullies.
It's just what makes
We're just visual. A pretty one walk through here and she's sexy look good. All of them look. And some of y'all look too. But we don't be like, damn, look at her. That's what we attract to women. You know what I'm saying? Y'all attract to women. If you see a man walk through, I don't know. It's a you can't be with a man. He may got big arms, big chest, whatever. And he walk through, you be like, damn, he look good. You gonna say that to yourself because that's what you're attracted to.
I hardly have a type.
You got a type.
I hardly have a type. I like all different shades.
Oh, but that white skin, fat, short, tall, you like them all.
Yeah, I have a type.
Okay, I like that.
What? If you do it, I feel like if you don't have a type, I'm not.
I like thick men, teddy bear type men. That's the best for me. That's my top.
You see any in here? You see any in here?
Yeah. I said I don't really have a type. Like I like all different type of men and different shapes and sizes. He said, "What is my top? Like what do I prefer?"
Top level.
Yeah, I prefer like a thick, healthy teddy bear type man.
See what I'm saying? If you shook your head no, that means it's a
That's right. I need to have a man that when he look at me and he say do something, then I'm like,
It depends.
whatever you like. That's what it is. Like I know it. That's just be like, girl, didn't I tell you? You know what, baby did?
Okay, sure.
Okay, what you got?
Okay, on that note, I would say, what's everybody's type?
What's everybody?
What's y'all type of woman and what's y'all type of man?
What's your type?
Do like he did, I'm asking the question last.
I'm the host. I'm the one that asked the question last.
I ain't got time.
You have a type. Oh, Lord.
Nah, I was joking. You made me like, bro, really?
I'm looking like, really.
My type would stem more from a visual, like face, smile, breast, but being intelligent, but yet being feminine. That's my type. You gotta work out. Okay, you gotta work out.
That's like your next woman just gotta work out.
Gotta work out. The reason why, let me tell you the reason why. Because look, how would you feel that you're a dentist and you take your man to a business meeting and his grill fucked up? I'm saying, okay, so how do you feel about...
I'm gonna tell him go to the dentist or make sure
exactly,
go to the dentist, but I ain't
exactly.
Working out is different because everybody really don't like working out or they like just take focus.
Well, I'm not trying to attract everybody. That's going to be the filter. You know how you on a dating app and you got filters? Over 35.
So she gotta work
out. Or it's a filter. It's a filter. So now I don't have to go through all this other riffraff saying, hey, I'm going to tell her she's getting fat without offending her. Maybe we'll go to the gym? No, I'm good. Fuck, it didn't work. Now how can I tell her I'm not attracted to her no more because she don't?
Because I have a type.
I don't go to this one.
Do
I ain't
I have a
over
type?
I ain't out of
Yeah, I like smart, intelligent, good-looking women. Pretty much, they have to have a good heart, kind. You know, that's me. Smart, good-looking. You know, that's it. Whew, man. Yeah, you everything is good. All right. My good looking, I mean, you know, I've dated a good, nice looking woman. You know, I ain't gonna say some of the people I dated, but you know, a nice, good looking woman. You know
What do you look like, bro?
You know, some good looking women.
Neither one of y'all did. She did say too. None of y'all went in detail.
Taller than you?
I'm not 5'2", 5'3". I mean, last week I was.
So that's your what? 5 to the 5.
I'm barely making the cut. I'm not talking about.
Nah,
I'm 5'5", like I'm barely
She put on heels. I'm confident, so I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay, and then light, dark, it don't matter. It's like
I think
none of y'all really
light
put
skin,
it so y'all just do anything.
but I don't date black women now. I don't date any other black women. No, not any. I only date black women. That's it.
Right, that was one of the questions too. Have you ever dated that same race?
Yeah, for that stands for Oriental, white.
Okay, you skipped. Both of y'all skipped.
Yo,
Y'all didn't get into detail.
I said workout. Yeah, he did. Yes. I said,
There wasn't no okay, height. You didn't say none of that. Height. Neither one of y'all. So you said
I'm saying, as long as they're not like, real, in like 4s, short, I get phobias, but I can't do that. You gotta be like at least 5'2", 5'3".
You said you don't y'all went?
Oh, I ain't one.
Well, me, my type gonna be more somebody who's like me. Silly, you know what I'm saying, talk drunk, you know what I'm saying, have fun, know how to enjoy the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying. That's the first part for me, you know what I'm saying. Somebody can look at it and I be like, man, like, look at Buddy over there, man, Buddy out of control. And you be like, yeah, he sure is. That's something that matched me, you know what I'm saying. And, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, because we live in life. We don't get but one. So let's live the life, let's laugh, let's have fun together and enjoy the atmosphere. Now, far as height and, you know, complexion, I used to be more on the dark skinned side of women, you know what I'm saying, but, you know, they personality coming out. No, I'm talking about darker than you, I'm talking about black. I'm talking about Christian. I ain't talking about cream either, I'm talking about Christian. You know what I'm saying? You know, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, that's good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right, yeah. I do have a type. Everybody know me know I have a type. This is what it is. Tall, dark. I love big arms. So yeah, the workout thing. Always been super athletic. Can't have big arms and work out. They work like we work out. Like yeah. It's like we need to look good together. We gotta look good together. You know what? Y'all look good together.
You have to work out.
It's
for a man, but
no, like I don't think like. So we're going to where he looks better than me. They're like, I'm not doing that. I'm the showstopper. I'm supposed to walk through the door, and I'm supposed to grab attention, and then they be like, who's she with? I'm with him.
No,
you know, yeah.
showstopper.
But together we're
our couple equally walking in everybody like,
but I'm going to be looked at right. I'm supposed to look amazing. You know what I mean? Even as a person, I'm gonna be good. You have to look good together, right? And I'm not saying I don't think I would look good with somebody that was like 5'8" or something, but I'm 5'5". You know what I mean? And I have a thing with just looking up, so that helps me stay in my submissive stance.
I want to look up to my man, period. He's dead, man, I want to look up to him. That's wrong with you if you're not super taller than me, but this is my preference. Tall, dead, handsome, we need to work out together, and I want him to count all my ab muscles. So my dude is good trainer, baby. You see them popping out?
Ab muscles?
Yeah.
You say it's from the platform?
It will be, what do you mean? It is, does it not look, could it be flatter? Yeah. I'm saying if we both are actively working out, and I want to stick with what I'm pretty much accustomed to. I want to give the next man a harder time because I done picked something that's completely out of the norm for me. I'm accustomed to having a man to work out. I want a man to work out. I'm accustomed to him saying, baby, we can't eat. Yeah, we can't do. That's what I want. I'm accustomed to looking up to me. I want to look up to him. Like, I have a preference. I don't. Yeah, like, I don't want to make this shit hard.
I don't work out. I got solid.
I need him to be healthy. And what I was is definitely healthy. He needs to be healthy. And the only way to stay healthy is to work out.
We already know
what comes
with that.
We know that. But we don't want to compile it. You know what I mean?
Working out every day, he was completely fine. So, and he's
I don't want to see my own
he's working out every day. That's a different time. That's just right, but still.
And it relieves stress. And you know what I mean? The cortisol.
Okay, but working out too much can be a problem too.
But everything's in balance. Yeah, right.
So it's both. It's really both. You can work out too much, or you can work out you cannot work out enough.
I want to look good. And that is the reason to work out after.
You ain't got to make
it right. That's the point of that.
If you're in a relationship with a man that this is not going to the fitness, but if you're in a relationship with a man that works out, looks like he works out, and you don't work out, you still got to get that man peace when he get that attraction that comes with working out. Because it's a certain attention that comes with that, because guess what? Somebody who looks like him is going to give him attention that's going to look totally opposite of you. So you got to be very confident in yourself at that point in time. It's just like a lot of times guys have a problem with a woman working in the industry where there's men that make a lot of money and they don't make that much money. They have to be very comfortable in knowing that she's around people that make twice, 3, 4 times more than he has, and you be like, baby, it's not. You have to be confident.
I've been there before. What you talking about?
No, I mean, so it's about if you don't work out and you got a fupa and you out of shape and you big, this man look very good appearance. You got to be okay with other women flirt with you. You got to
feel comfortable. Like,
you got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with it.
I wouldn't feel hella comfortable. Like, and that's like just me. Like, I would be like, man, like, what is it about me that's stopping myself from being the best? Remind you, being the best version of yourself. We didn't come in here in this world overweight, obese, with fupas and big arms and legs and high blood pressure and all that. Like, just be the best version of you. I want to look good, first of all, for myself. You know what I mean? I ain't bad. And then when I accompany my spouse, we're accompanying each other, we both go, man, you got dressed like this, you look good, girl, you look good, babe, you look good too, you know? And we're going to step out, like, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force and we together. You know, it's like this, so that's what we're doing.
Let me ask you a question. Who's your most, let's say, what guy who you say is drunk?
What's that man is fit? What you talking about?
I'm saying celebrity. No, listen. Work with me. I'm going somewhere. What man would you say is beautiful, attractive, gorgeous? What celebrity crush or whatever you think? Internet person, whatever. K Camp. What if you saw K Camp out? You be like, okay, listen. You seen K Camp out and be like, oh my God, they go K Camp. He is so fine, whatever. And then the girl he's with is 600 pound wife. That movie is 600 pound person. He would lose value when you see who represents him.
No, he wouldn't, because I like him, not her. I'm not
looking at what he like.
You're gonna
say he messed you up. Oh my God, girl, you see the girl K Camp with?
Yep.
He would lose value based on who's on his arm. Or he would gain value from a man now. He would gain value, but opposite. A woman can be fine and get a fat guy. Only thing the woman gonna say is that guy must got something going on. His fat ass got her fine ass. Facts. It's totally different for men than women. Because men are represented by who on their side. Women is represented by who's bringing the security. It's totally different. That's why any celebrity you see married, like celebrity, 9 times out of 10, his wife is not looking like a stripper.
But when you can't really say that, 10 times out of 10, they all got their body done. But they wives is getting their body done because that's how they want them to look, not because they happy with a fupa. Like, you can love yourself with a fupa or with a flat stomach or with whatever.
That's cool, but what I'm saying, now you think from the feminine standpoint.
No, I just feel like, I know that's y'all purpose, like you gotta work out.
We telling you masculinity. We're not telling you feminine, because guess what? A feminine mind would be like, you know what? It can be this way, it can be that way. It ain't 100% this way. We can't go this way. But there's some people, not everybody. That's the feminine mindset. It's cool. That comes with that. But men telling you how direct we are, and this is the thing that's causing a lot of relationships not to work, because when we tell you what we want, there's a million reasons why we shouldn't get it.
It's the same, it's reverse.
I'm just saying.
Nah, 10 times out of 10, the men don't be listening. Like y'all, like you said, y'all be direct, y'all say it how it is. But when we be direct and say it how it is, it's wrong, or it's a problem, or it's not that, or it's only from your point of view. But when it's the other side on the man, it's like, this is how I said it, this is how it's supposed to be done, this is what I said.
Most men only go to, you know what? Let me start with positive. You're right. But most men only says that to you when we know you're speaking out of emotion and not out of facts. We're factual people.
We speak facts and y'all
Okay, we go on there. But guess what? At the end of the day, if you speaking facts and we go against facts, guess who got to bite that bullet? Who fucked the house up? No. We do. We got to fix that. That's why we don't make decisions out of emotions. Most men do not. Right. Because one, we think in a lot of people like, you know what? Nah, fuck that. We're not doing that. First right here, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Then I'm done. A prime example right here. A woman, not every woman, a typical woman can be on, let's say, is she in a relationship with a man? Right, y'all relationship, y'all living together, married, what the fuck ever y'all doing, but y'all cohabitating. A woman can hate her job and just up and say, fuck it, I quit. She knows she got security. Guess what? A man can't say, I quit until we find another one that's better. Because we can't move off emotion because we're not fucking happy somewhere. This man can get to fighting. For women, this man can get to fighting on the job. And guess what? If we got to build a house, he's still going to pass me a brick. Because we got a mission that we got to fucking handle. Fuck your emotions. Let's get through this job and get paid. Yeah. It ain't no, get your own goddamn brick. We ain't worry about that shit. Fuck you, girl. We out of bricks, bitch. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. So again, that's the opposite mindset, which is cool because guess what? Yin and yang bring balance.
Exactly. We have to have a
we have balance.
I mean, I don't agree that if he says I'm not happy where I'm at, I'm not gonna have a man coming home unhappy every day from where he works. So if I'm doing my job, you're doing your job, you should be able to say, you know what, I'm looking for another job. Okay, this is what we have. We can go this amount of time without you working, without us crashing and burning. You know what I mean? So, but it's all per household. Because some women like, I'm not doing anything. And yeah, you might need to go look for another job before you quit this one. But this is why we cannot lump every individual man and woman 100% into any of these categories. Right. Even I don't care who's saying it. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean, who's actually saying it. Tony Gaskins, Kevin Samuels, and anybody and everybody else, Kevin Weston, all these people saying these things are based on experiences that they've encountered or people they've spoke with encountered. And I just don't be okay with lumping everybody in the same pool, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I greatly appreciate you men for taking the time to come on is amazing. Y'all get the dialogue and the energy is good. Everybody networking together. Ashley and her time. And you know, text Ashley, text me all work out. Okay, text her, Ashley. No, goodbye. But everything, thank you guys for watching online and keeping steady with us. Peace. See y'all next week.
You know the how you pronounce it? Marciano logo? You know the logo for that?
I need to figure out which mics. Okay, make sure we got the right mics.
Okay, you know how many you got?